So, Hare Krishna, everyone, again, and welcome to this session on Discover Yourself with the Gita Wisdom. We have a live session and also on site and offline, both on site and online. So, let us begin with small invocations, auspicious invocations, Mangalacharan. You know these prayers, or you can see on the screen, and just fold your hand and let us chant together. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langyate girim yat kripatam ham vande Sri Guru Deen Taranam. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Yes, some guidelines. I will not go in detail, just want to show the slide. You can make your notes, be attentive, be relaxed. Yeah, note down your questions and have interaction, some interactive. Yeah, we will be interactive at the end. We will discuss the points. I try to make the session very simple and easy. I don't want to make it more complicated. Just simple examples and simple slides and simple so that we can get, yeah, we can understand the topic nicely. Yes, dear devotees, I want to make a recap. Yeah, I have 2-3 slides for recap. I see some new faces also, so for them it's very good that they can also understand. So we discussed, actually the topic which is going on currently is, does God exist? That God is. There are still people who don't believe, and there are some, they sometimes believe, sometimes don't believe. Sometimes they feel, yeah, God exists, and then other times they say, no, I'm doubtful. I'm doubtful about the existence of God. And there are people who believe not because they have a full faith or they have read the scriptures. There are many people who never read the scriptures, and they have also not studied and no academically understood with the formal education, and not read the holy scriptures, but still they believe. And what is the reason that they still believe? Because of 4 reasons. I discussed this in the last sessions. DUST. D for to fulfill the desires, they go to the God. Okay, there is some higher purpose, there is some higher fact or higher truth, and let me ask something from that. Let me ask and ask. Desire, fulfilling the desires for sense gratification, for our own purpose. We go to the God, we go to the temple and we ring the bell. Please give me this, please give me this, please, only for asking, no other purpose. Then there are people who also believe in God because of some insecurities in their life, and they have some unjasarheit, insecurity, and they say, okay, if there is a God, then okay, we go and we pray because I have a lot of insecurity. My wealth will go, my house will go. What happens to this? My job, and then out of the fear, they believe in the God. And then there are people who believe because of social pressure, because my neighbor believe, my relatives believe, everybody in my building, my apartment, everybody believes, they go to the festival, so let me also go. They are giving donation, and I'm the only one who is not giving, let me also give, so they see me, I'm giving, I'm also a nice person. So to create an image, social image and social pressure. And some people also believe in the God because of tradition, because my father believed, my mother was believing, my grandmother was believing, and my grand to grandmother was believing, so I also believe in the God. Tradition, no logic, no scripture reference, no, not going to Gurukul, not spiritual education, but just believing because of these 4 reasons. So we discussed this in detail. I will not go in now further. Then we discuss some more points. Second point is there any scientific proof of the existence of the God? We also discussed this point. Any scientific proof or logical proof? Then we discuss these 4 points. Proof 1, creation implies creator. Proof 2, law implies lawmaker. Proof 3, organization implies organizer. Proof 4, energy implies energetic. Shakti implied Shaktiman. Energy implies energetic. So we discussed this in very, very detailed. A lot of examples we took, and we took a lot of time to discuss. I will not go in detail. Then we discussed the third point, is it all by chance? Is it all by chance? I was born in India, is it by chance? I was born to a certain parents. Is it by chance? I have a spouse, a wife, which is by chance, or it is already something destiny. Or there are so many. I have a like a black color. Is it by chance? And somebody has a white color. Is it by chance? Is it just by chance to get a white color or black color, or getting a this parent or that parent, getting a child who is already from the beginning of the birth? Some children are handicapped from the beginning. They did not do anything. They are handicapped. Wie heißt auf Deutsch handicapped? Behindert. Es gibt Kinder. They are children. They are born behindert. They are born handicapped. So is it by chance or there is some reason for this? Okay, we will see. We will see. So I discussed this point. I was born to some great rich parents, Anil Ambani, Mukesh Ambani, for example, or Adani, or I was born to Bill Gates or maybe Amazon owner. Is it by chance, or I was born in a poor family in a poor village in Africa? No? I don't know. Is it by chance anything or? So we discussed these points, and now after that we discuss challenges to the existence of God. There are many people who make challenges to the existence of God. They are always challenging people. Then we discuss these 2 points in the challenges. Can you show me? There are people who always say, can you show me God? Can you show me God? Can you show me this? They always want to see. Can you show me? If you don't show, they don't believe. Then I discussed 2 points in the can you show me God. One is cause and effect. If there is a effect, there is a cause. For every effect, there is a cause. I discuss some examples about it. Then I discuss unseen is proven by seen. Unseen is proven by seen. Mattah parataram nanyat kinshit api dhananjaya. There is a strung of, there is a beads, my neck, and these beads are visible. But how these beads are existing? Because there is a thread. There is a thread. Without thread, can we have a mala? Can we have this bead? Can we have this? No, no. Without thread. But thread is invisible. Only the beads are visible. Only the pearls are visible in a necklace, but the strung is not visible. So unseen is proven by seen. There is an unseen which is thread, and Krishna says, "I am that thread." Mattah parataram nanyat kinshit asti dhananjaya. I think this is 10.8 now. So this sloka we discussed last time, and that Bhagavan says, I am the thread in the whole universe. I am the connection. I am the Verbindung. I am the base. I am the base. Everything is resting on me. This is the first, can you show me God? Cause and effect. For every effect, there is a cause. Sarva karana karanam. Then unseen is proven by seen. I give many examples last time. You were not there. Sorry. But you can see the recordings. Their recordings are available. Then who created God? Somebody asked. There was a child, 10-year-old child in the class, Rudra. He asked this question. Who created God? I was created by my parents. My parents were created by his parents. Their parents. Their parents were there. And somebody say, and then who created God? So Lord is independent and Lord is the ultimate cause. He is the independent and he is the ultimate cause. Nobody created the God. We discussed this example. We also take the example of a movie. In the movie, their characters are there, hero, heroine, and villain, and comedian. They have different roles. They are changing their nature, their character. But there is one person which is constant in the movie, which is not changing, and he is the director of the movie. The director of movie is always there as a director. He is not changing, and he's in the background, and he is always there, and he is the cause of the movie. He made the movie. And similarly, in our life, we are in the role of hero, heroine, or actor, comedian, but God is the role of director of this universe. He's the director. He has a constant role, and his role is not changing. So Lord is the ultimate cause. Ultimate cause. We discussed these points last time nicely. Now, my dear devotees, how to gain the perfect knowledge about God. This is a very important point. People ask now these questions, how to get the knowledge about the God. Is the God exist? How to get the knowledge? What is the source of knowledge? How to understand? If I have a proper knowledge, then I can know about the details of the God. Actually, once I give one example. I like this example. When Prabhupada was there in the San Francisco or Los Angeles, it was. Then on the morning beach, disciples says, "Oh, Prabhupada, such a wonderful sunrise," and Prabhupada says, "Such a wonderful painting. The sun is shining. Such a wonderful painting." And Prabhupada says, "Yeah, painting is wonderful, but the painter is more wonderful. There is a painter behind. There is a painter behind. So there is a someone behind. But how to know what? How to get the knowledge behind? Who is behind? How to get the knowledge about him? This is very very important. And how we can see everything in the connection of the God. So let's discuss this subject matter today. Today is the topic to discuss how to get the perfect knowledge. What are the sources of our knowledge? So, because of the time constraint, I will I will try to do my best to finish, but probably we might continue the end part of the session in the next time. But I will try my best to do whatever best possible, because we have some devotees in the temple and it's already quite night and they have to get the train to go back, so I have to care for them. So, but I will try. Yeah. Yes, I want to start with one slide which everybody of you will like. I'm showing one institute. This is Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and Prabhupada was there in MIT. This is in Boston, and this is considered as the best university of the world. Considered, it is considered as the best university because they have a good ranking, and they make a good ranking also. They know how to make a good ranking, and they also do a lot of hard work to maintain the good ranking. And Prabhupada was there, and Prabhupada asked a question to them. When Prabhupada was in this institute, in the best institute of the world, he asked a question. Before I discuss about the question of Srila Prabhupada, I want to show you some facts and figures, my dear devotees. This is the picture. This picture is 2-3 years old picture. This is not the new one, but I think the message will be the same. The message is not different. Only a few numbers will change. So this picture is giving. What is it giving? Your name, Prabhu? Ami? Abhiram. Abhiram, what this picture is showing? Can you tell me? Different countries. Number of the universe. Gagan Prabhu, you see something?
Yes, yes, I see the number of universities in different countries across the world.
Yes. So this is a picture. Maybe this is a 2-3 years old picture, um, but the only maybe 10 universities, 20 universities are added. In some countries some are added or less, but the numbers is same. Almost you can see this is a valid picture from today. Yeah.
I can
Now,
see a diagram.
yes, Bharat. Yes. So Bharat, can you tell me one thing? Which country has the highest number of universities in the world? The registered universities,
It,
registered, official,
it
approved
it's in
universities.
it's India.
Oh, it's India. How many? How many universities are there in India?
4,381. 381.
4,381. United States had 3,254. Then China, Indonesia, Brazil, Mexico, Russian Federation, Japan, Iran, France, Germany. Germany has the less number, but see, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In the 11, the top 11 countries. So Germany is also still, top 11 is already very good. That how many countries in the world? More than 200 countries in the world. And if you are top 11, this is just the top 11. So there are total 31,000 universities, and more than 31,000 you can say university in the world. Now the question is that in this universities, what we are learning, Mitrao Prabhu, tell me please, what we are learning in this universities? Matter. All about matter. Gagan Prabhu, can you tell something what we are learning in the universities, because you have spent so much of the time in the university? What you learn?
It's only about making money or making human lives easy, materialistic
Okay,
life easy,
you
how to
learned
make
about
yourself.
biotechnology, how to make tissue culture, how to make nice medicine, how to make what else you learned in the subjects?
how to produce something, or how to produce in large quantity so that everyone can have it.
Yes, I studied energy engineering, energy research, sustainable energy, bioenergy, and then somebody has aviation, somebody has, yeah, mechanical, electrical, civil, so many type of engineering. Then this education, that is history, physics, biology, chemistry, psychology. There are so many subjects matters. But Prabhupada, when he was in MIT, he asked one question to the authorities there. And what was his question? Can you read Gagan Prabhu loud and clear?
Where is the technical department to study the spirit soul and that drives the body?
Yeah, I put wrongly end that end. I put wrongly end. It is the spirit soul that drives the body. Yeah, where is the
Yes.
technical department to study the spirit soul that drives the body? Spirit soul and super soul. Is there any department in any university where they are teaching about the soul, where they're teaching about the Lord, about supreme soul, about the knowledge of soul, what is matter, what is antimatter, what is spirituality, what is spiritual abode, spiritual dham. Spirit, anybody know, Mataji? Yamuna Mataji, they are teaching, you are in the school, na? You were in the school. They were teaching you about soul and God and all. No. My daughters were in the school and there in the philosophy department, philosophy class, the teacher was atheist and the teacher herself was saying, there is no God, there is no God, God is dead. God is dead. So when teacher is saying like this, then how the children will learn? So in MIT, Prabhupada says there is you are such a wonderful university. You are the best university. Where is the department where you learn about the soul and the God? Is there any department? No, we don't have any department. If we have no department, how many years? So I know my son Bharat. He's in the school. He go 5 days in the school, 5 days, and every day he has 6 to 7 hours in the school. 6 7. 6 hours multiplied by 5. How many, Yumna Mataji? 5 days, 6 hours every day. Huh? 30 hours. 30 hours. Sometimes it's 7 hours, 6 hours. 6 hours you can say. 30 hours. So 30 hours he is studying in the school, a small child. 30 hours only what? About eating, sleeping, and yeah, all these things. How to live comfortably, how to make this, how to this, then this history, that history, this psychology, this chemistry, physics, and drawing, and this so many subjects, English, Deutsch. But where is the science of God? Nowhere. Science of soul. So many hours we are spending, day and night we are studying. Exams, we are studying overnight for exams. We are preparing for exam, but there is no subject about this. And this is the reason that we now we say, show me God, God doesn't exist. We don't understand, we don't learn about that. There is no subject, there is no priority, there is no budget, there is no university to teach this subject. Then how the people will know? Then they will become atheist. They will only learn how to live comfortably in this world. What we are learning in the university, how to live comfortably in this world, and how to make my life comfortable, how to secure my job, how to earn money, and how to send children in the best school, and how to make best urlav, because we are earning very hard, 6 months very hard every day. My colleagues are planning for next 6 months holidays. Now it's January, they are already planning July. Everybody has made an application, antrag na, urlav antrag. I will go to Mallorca, I will go to Tenerife, I go to this, I go to, everybody is planning now, 5-star hotels, 3-star beach, this and that, cruise fart. So they have 6 months from now, I will enjoy. Now 6 months, let me work like a donkey. Let me work like a donkey for 6 months very hard, so that after 6 months I can make some holidays for my sense gratification, my enjoyment. This is what they are learning, what they are doing. This is our focus. No focus on the science of God, no focus about the soul. So this is the problem. That is the reason we don't have a perfect knowledge. That's why we are challenging always. Can you show me God? God doesn't exist, God is dead, God is old person now. He was lifting the earth and he become old. He is very heavy, the earth is very heavy. You see a picture, Hercules from Greek lord, he is lifting the earth, and he is an old man with a beard. Very difficult for me to lift, and he is the God. God has become old, he cannot lift. But anyway, Scripture says something different. We will not go to that detail right now, but we will now discuss how to gain perfect knowledge about the God. For instance, suppose I want to give a very simple example, dear devotees. If we are in our living room, in our house, in our home, and we come out of the living room and we go to a balcony, and from the balcony we see a window, and from the window we see a house in front of our home, and that house is 50 years old, 50 years old house, and we want to know the history of the house. Is it difficult, Prabhuji, to know the history 50 years old house? No, it's not difficult, because we can go to where we go to stud, and we can ask for papers, na? And we go to the municipal corporation. We can go and we can ask the papers 50 years ago who made this house. It's very easy. Now they have all that record, how many square meters and how many floors, and every record is available in the municipal corporation. We have in Deutsch municipal corporation, the stud heißt oder Stadtbetrieb, no? Stadtbetrieb or kind of, yeah, stud. So in this study, Rathaus, you can get all the information about this house. Now there is a house which is 200 years
Das
old
heißt
house.
Bauamt.
There is a 200 years old house, and you want to know the history. It is difficult, a little bit, because how you get the history of a 200 years old house? Maybe stud cannot give because the papers are lost. It is not easy to keep all the records. There was no computers. The files are burnt. 200 years, so many wars happened in the meantime. So then you will still can find the history by, for example, you have some descendants. Some people who were descendant of this family. The family was living, and the descendants are still there, and they can say, yeah, my grandfather told me, the grandfather of the grandfather told, and then you have the record. You can find. So you can find through the descendants. Maybe the descendants of that house is not available, then the neighborhood house has a descendant, and they can give the information about the house. So you can get the information about a house which is 150 years old or 200 years old. Now suppose there is house which is 2000 years old. 100 years old. Very difficult, na? It's very difficult to get records, no? Very difficult to get because civilization is changed. Now there is a house which is 5000 years old. Very difficult to get the record of that house, 5000 years old. It becomes more and more difficult. The things becomes older. Now my question to you is that about this cosmos. Yamuna Mataji, you are awake? Or you get up very early in the morning? So now I'm talking, you have a house, 5000 years old house, you cannot get the record. But what about the universe? This whole universe, so old. This universe is millions and billions of years old. How you will get the perfect knowledge about this universe? How it was made? Can we get the perfect knowledge about it? Very difficult. Because there was these instruments, we are using microscopes, we are using some methods. These are new instruments. They were not existing. We don't have that vision to see so old. And all these instruments are materially made. We will discuss this point. It's very difficult to know how the universe was made by our experimentation, by our own intelligence, because we are just 50 years old, 100 years old, 200 years old, 500 years old. How we will know billions of year old things? So let us see what are the methods for the gaining of the knowledge. What are the three things we do? How to get the knowledge about anything which is old is of an event that occurred. Some event was occurred, so we know the knowledge from that event. Okay, that event occurred, so that's why so old. Or a person that existed, like some ancestors, some descendants, long beyond in terms of time and place. Hare Krishna. Now, the three principles. Now we want to discuss some points. How we get the perfect knowledge. How to get the knowledge. There are three ways of acquiring the knowledge. Three main ways. One is called Pratyaksha Praman. One is the, what is this?
ये मोबाइल है कबीर प्रभु का. आप मंदिर में रहेंगे ना आज रात?
हाँ, मैं रहूँगा.
तो कल सुबह वो कलेक्ट करेंगे, ठीक है आपसे.
So there are three ways of acquiring the knowledge. What are the three ways of acquiring the knowledge? Pratyaksh praman, anuman praman, and sabd praman. There are three ways, three main ways. Let us try to see how much we can finish today. Then pratyaksh praman. What is the pratyaksh praman? This is pratyaksha means aksha. Aksha means eyes, and pratyak means direct, direct from the eyes. So pratyaksh means a direct sense perception. So people generally say seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. Do you believe? Do you follow me? The people are saying it's seeing believing. But my question is that can we really see perfectly? Are our eyes perfect, or are our senses perfect? Because if we are getting knowledge from senses, then is this knowledge perfect? Are our senses perfect? So Gagan Prabhu, I want to know, maybe you can see in the chat box if somebody write the answer or somebody want to get muted, like unmuted. You can unmute. My question is that are our senses perfect? Can
Uh,
our senses give a perfect perception? Yes or no?
no, it may not be sometimes, no.
Maybe others can
Uh,
also raise a hand and say, are our senses perfect? Are we get a right
in
perception
the
always?
in the chat bot also they are saying no. Aditya
Okay,
Prabhuji and Madhuri Mataji, they are saying no.
okay, Madhuri Mataji and
Aditya Prabhuji.
Aditya Prabhu. Yeah, okay, Aditya Prabhu also. Thank you so much, Madhuri Mataji and Aditya Prabhu and Gagan Prabhu and everyone here. Mataji, is our senses perfect? Everything? No. And yeah, Aviram, Yasoda Jivan Prabhu. Okay, Prabhuji is already saying so. So I want to give one example. There is one example in India, especially, not in Germany. I think in Germany also sometime it happens. Maybe Mitra Prabhu can say something. But I have a knowledge of India. In India, when there is a very high heat, like summer, na? Summer, a very like June, May, June, summer. And if you are driving a car on the road, when you drive a car, sometimes you see that you see water on the road, like a feeling illusion of the water, that there is a water, but actually there is no water, it's just reflection. Prabhu, have you seen something like on the road in India? We see because it's very hot weather. In that hot weather, we get some illusion, mirage. It's called mirage. You know mirage? Yeah, mirage. Huh? Yes, mirage. We see mirage on the road, highway, that there is a water, but when we drive, there is no water. Similarly, there are deer, mrag, you know, mrag, deer. How to say in German? Deer, ray, hirse, deer. So in the desert, the deer sees that there is a water there. There is a pond, water pond. He get a feeling of water pond, but principally, and he is running towards the water, and the whole group of the deer is running because they are thirsty. They are thirsty. They need something, and it's red hot. It's a hot, and it's very very hot, and then they are thirsty and they need water, and they get a mirage. It's called mrag trishna. Mrag trishna means, those who are from India, they know mrag trishna means that you get a illusion that there is a water, and they are running and they are running and they are very tired, and when they reach there, they put their mouth to the soil, the burning soil, the hot soil in the desert, and they burn it, and they don't get any water, they just die. This is called mirage, illusion. And because of our senses, they see water, but there is no water. This is called illusion. And this is called imperfect senses. Because our senses cannot see perfectly. Now, people say, show me God, show me God. Do we have really the eyes we can see the God? Can we see air? Air is always around us. Can we see air? But we can feel the air. Yes, we can feel the air. We cannot see the air. So when we say we have to please show the God, we have to consider this point that we have defected eyes, we have defected senses. So what are these defects? What are these defects? There are four type of defected senses. The four type of defects. One is every human has these 4 type of defects. If you don't believe on this, please give me the reason why you don't believe it. If you want to say, one reason is tendency to commit mistakes. Everybody has a tendency to commit mistakes. There is a standard sentence in English: to err is human. To err is human. To err is human. In German, Prabhu, how to say German? What in? Irrenis menschlich. Ah, okay. Yes. Irrenis menschlich. Tendency to commit mistakes. Then there is a second one is to be illusioned. I discussed this point, illusion by Miraj. To get the tendency to become illusioned. Tendency to become illusioned. Then number 3 is imperfect senses. So tendency to make mistakes, that we have a tendency to make mistakes. Then to be illusioned, getting illusion. Then imperfect senses. What are the senses? We have 10 senses. 2 types of knowledge senses and 5. 5 knowledge senses and 5 working senses. What are the 5 knowledge senses? 5 knowledge senses are eyes, ears. By eyes we see. The eyes give the vision. See. We see from the eyes. Form. It gives the form. You can see the form. Ears, sabd. We get the words. We get the hearing, sound for the ear. Nose is for the smell. Tongue is for speaking and tasting. And skin is for touching effect. So we have total 5 types of knowledge senses. Whatever knowledge we get from this material world by pratyaksh praman, by direct perception, this knowledge is received by 5 senses. 5 senses. And all the 5 senses have some imperfection. The imperfect senses. Then number 4 is the cheating tendency. So actually there was about the imperfect, the tendency to commit mistakes. There is a joke. I think it was some years before I saw on the WhatsApp. There was a joke that there was a young girl. There was a girl. She was supposed to get married next day or next week. She was supposed to get married with a boy. And she suddenly, the boy whom she was supposed to get married, the boy received a message that I will not marry you. I cancel my marriage with you. And the boy was shocked. It was the heart attack because the girl wrote a message that I will not marry you. I cancel my marriage with you. So boy was completely fell down. Oh no. Such a wonderful partner I was getting. I made all the planning. I made all the arrangements. I invited all the guests. And suddenly I get a message on WhatsApp. Now cancel marriage. I don't want to marry. And the boy was, oh no. And then sometime later, but he did not get a heart attack. Sumguluk. He was still there. So sometime back he checked the message again and he find another message. Oh, sorry, I wrote you by mistake. I was supposed to write to the another boyfriend, this message. But then she wrote this message to another boyfriend. I don't want to marry with you. And then the another one got the heart attack. The thing is that she was supposed to write to another, but she wrote to another. How many times this happened to us? This happened to us also. This is called tendency to make mistakes. Sometimes, we want to make a personal message, very, very personal message. We want to write to someone, but it goes to a group. It suddenly goes to a group and everybody is seeing there. Sometimes the discussion of husband and wife comes to a big group. I have seen it, Prabhu, myself, many times. Husband is write to wife from the home. Some message very personal in the evening, what should we do, some blah. Yeah, it can be private also, very private message, and it comes, in spite of the wife, it is going to the group. It has happened. And sometimes, yesterday my son Bharat got the Zeugnis in the school, in the 5th class, at the halbe Jahres Zeugnis bekommen. So he got a Zeugnis and his Zeugnis was very good, he is very happy. And he was sending this Zeugnis to me from the school. He made a picture in the school and he said, Papa, I want to. And what happens? By mistake, he sent the Zeugnis to the status, his WhatsApp status. By mistake. He don't. And then my wife sees, oh, he sent it. And then she called, why you are putting on the WhatsApp status? Because, no, sorry, mama, I was sending to Papa and you, but by mistake I sent to WhatsApp status on the state, everybody. So this was a Zeugnis, but it can be some private thing also. Some private thing, maybe password of a bank account or something. So it is called tendency to make mistakes, to commit mistakes. And this is there. This we all commit mistakes. And yeah, illusion and all. We discuss these points. Now we go further. Even when we discuss about the tendency to make mistakes, even the scientists can make mistakes. Not only that, everybody has this tendency to make mistakes. There is a scientist, his name is Hubble. Hubble, he's a very famous space scientist, Hubble. And he has given a constant, like there is a constant for Max Planck constant, energy constant, gravitational force constant, Newton's law of motion. So there are many constants in science. Now we study this constant. And Hubble has created a constant, but the thing is that his theory always changes. And every time he made a new constant. And the people are now saying, okay, it is not Hubble's constant, it is Hubble's variable. We should call it Hubble's variable, not a constant, because constant should be constant. But he always come out with a new theory, next time a new theory. So even scientists can make a mistake, and they always give new changes. And a very well-known fact, na, that in the former times, it was considered that the earth is flat. The earth is flat. But earth, in our scriptures, it is written Bhugol. Bhugol means earth is round. Bhu means earth. Gol means round. Earth is round. It is written thousand of years before. It is mentioned. Varahadev took the earth, the round earth, Bhu, Gol. It is mentioned in the Shastras. But some years before, some 100 years before, humanity was knowing that earth is a flat, like a disc, like a CD player. No, we have CD disc. It's a plate. So this is scientists can also make a decision. And every time we come out a new formula, a new theory. Earlier we were saying only atoms are the smallest unit. Atoms. Then we say no. Atoms are not smallest. Earlier it was the elements. Then said no. Elements are not smaller. Atoms are smaller. Then the new theory, Bohr model of atom. Then they start saying that no, atom has electron, proton, neutron, further some. And now they are saying electron has also sub electrons. Like, and then they say they are not only spinning around, but they are also like rotating around their own axis. They are not only around the nucleus, they are rotating around the nucleus, but they are also rotating around their axis, and which gives rise to this quantum mechanics and photon, this advanced physics. So scientists are always changing. Now Y2K, Y2K fiasco, this Y2K in the year 2000, all the computers will stop, when the 2000 will come. Prabhu, when you were there that time, this was every day in big newspapers, big magazines, when the year 2000 will come. This happens in 1999, 1999 or 1998. There was a big theory and big news in the media everywhere, that when we have, after 31 December 1999, when we enter 1st January 2000, all the computers will stop. This is a Y2K bug. That there is a bug in the computer software, then nothing will work. All the operations will stop. People will not get oxygen, because in the hospitals, in the ICU, computers will stop. People will die. Space, satellites, everything will stop working because of this Y2K, year 2000 bug. As soon as we entered into 2000, this was a fiasco. This was a mental speculation. This was not true, but this was a big news. You can read old Y2K fiasco. All the young people can learn. I think, Gagan Prabhu, you know this Y2K?
This is new for me, Prabhuji. No.
Yeah, because you are new. Now I'm old, so I know this. You can read this Y2K bug, Y2K fiasco. All the news, all the newspapers, all the magazines, internet, everywhere. All the computers of the world will stop working when it will come 1st January 2000. Everything will stop. And nothing happens. Everything is working still. It was a mental speculation. Now I want to give you second point. First we discuss. Now second one is illusion. Tendency to make mistakes, and then now is the illusion. Illusion is, what is the illusion? Illusion, I say mirage. Mirage is the illusion. I give you a practical example. Orange after sugar. If you eat some sugar, chocolate or some sugar, and then you eat orange, you will feel sore. Khatta. Orange khatta lagega. You will feel sore. And when you eat orange after lemon, you eat a lemon and then you eat orange, then you will feel orange is sweet. It's an illusion. Orange is same. Orange is always orange. But our taste, rasindriya, it's called rasindriya, the jivya, the tongue has this mistake that the same orange sometimes it tastes as a sour, sometimes it tastes as a sweet. The same thing, tongue is same, orange is same, but we get two different tastes because of the defect illusion. Now I want to show you one picture. You see this picture and you concentrate your eyes on this picture. Please, everyone, be straight and see this picture nicely. So what you see in this picture, after concentrating for some time, focusing on some time your eyes, this is a animation, na? Like there is a rotation. There is some rotation. Are you seeing these flowers are rotating? This design is rotating. There is some motion.
It appears to be, but no.
Don't you see, Gagan Prabhu, that there is a motion, rotation?
Yeah, it appears to be rotating, but when you concentrate on one thing, it stops.
But as a whole,
Yeah, as a whole, it appears to be moving.
yes, yes, yes. But this is a picture. This is a fixed picture. This is not an animation. This is not a rotating picture. The fact is that it's a static image. It's a static image or photo, but it looks like rotating, moving. This is the illusion of our eyes. I can give you many such examples. I have many such slides with different designs that you get an illusion. I have many more such slides, but today the time is less. It's moving very fast, so I will give only one example. But if you ask, I will give you many examples of with many slides where I can show you that by seeing you will get an illusion that there is a straight line, but it looks like refracted, it looks bented, and so many illusions I can show you like similar things. Now we go to the next slides about the third defect. What is the third defect? What was the third defect? Imperfect senses. Okay, imperfect senses. Let us discuss. Imperfect senses. Our eyes are blind in some range. We have this light, now this sunlight. So sunlight has a range. This is called microns, millimicrons. It's called wavelength. Wavelength. In the middle is our visual range, and before that is the radio wave. After that is the X-ray wave. So we have these waves, and in the waves, if you see here, when it is outside the range, like below 400 millimicron, before nano, millimicron maybe nano na, so before 400 millimicron and after 700 millimicron na, our eyes are blind outside the range of 400 to 700 millimicron. So if we have this range between 400 up to 700, we can see nicely. If we have the wavelength of light, we can see nice. But outside this, below this and more than this, we cannot see. So how we can say we should see God? If we cannot see material things around us because of we have our eyes has a wavelength, only very small range we can see, only a small range. Similarly, our ears are deep outside the range of 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. If we hear something below 20 hertz, we cannot hear. If we hear something more than 20 kilohertz, we cannot hear. We can hear only between this range. So we have a defect in the eyes. Now we have imperfect senses. Our senses are not 100% perfect. We can see only a limited range and we can hear only a limited range. It doesn't mean that there is no sound below 20 hertz and there is no sound after 20 kilohertz. There are sound existing in the universe which are less than 20 hertz and they are more than 20 hertz kilohertz, but we cannot hear them because our ears cannot hear them. Our ears has a range. And there are pictures, there are forms. Eyes can see form, drishya. There are forms, pictures, things in the world which needs a different wavelength, but our wavelength is limited to 400 to 700. Animals sometimes they can see more. Animals can see more. Sometimes we have seen the dogs are barking in the night, they see some subtle bodies, subtle things We cannot see those subtle things. Everybody is sleeping. The dog, there is nothing. There is nothing. Dog is seeing something because dog has a more range of the eyes. So without seeing anything, he start barking on the unknown thing, and we say there is nothing. Why he's barking? Because he is seeing something which we are not able to see. Some subtle bodies he is able to see, and there are some animals they can see better than us because their eyes can see more wavelength. Now, Prabhu, you want to say something? Yes.
So there's also a whistle for a dog.
Yes.
You cannot hear the sound, but the dog is hearing the sound because it's so high.
Yes.
Whistle.
Yeah.
Also, you just never expect.
Ah, yes. This is a special whistle only for the
Whistle
dog.
for dogs,
Yeah, yeah. Yes. So Mitra Prabhu is saying that we have a special whistle for the dogs. That when we blow this whistle, we cannot hear that sound, but dogs can hear because this is out of our ears range. It is maybe different than 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Yes. So now we come to the next slide about the fourth, about this imperfect senses. Actually, this is not my statement. There is a statement by, because some people, when I discuss these topics, I also remember from the past class there was a discussion, and one person come to me and he say, Prabhuji, yeah, our eyes cannot see, our ears cannot hear nicely. We have a defected or imperfect senses, but if we have perfect instruments, if we make some perfect instruments, wonderful instruments, high resolution instruments, then with the help of this high resolution instruments we can see and hear and we can do more. Yeah, here this is the argument, that with the high resolution instrument we can research the universe, we can know the unknown, we can know the unknown. But the thing is that I want to say the statement of a scientist, and he is not a normal scientist, he is a Nobel Prize winner. Nobel Prize winner scientist, his name is, he is a physicist, his name is Augen Wigner. You can see him on internet also, now everything is available internet. Augen Wigner, and he points out, he's a physicist, and he points out that you may create perfect instruments, my dear friends, but at the end of the day these instruments cannot make any conclusion. You have to get the data out of the instruments and you have to analyze by yourself. A person has to analyze. And how we are analyzing? By our human intelligence, by human senses. We are using the human senses to analyze the data. So our senses are imperfect, how we can analyze perfectly? Now these instruments what we are making, Prabhuji, just a minute, if the instrument, who is making this instrument? These instruments are made by the human beings, and these human beings have imperfect senses. If the senses are imperfect, then how we can make a perfect instrument? I do lot of simulation in my university, in my research. Lot of I make modeling. I do modeling. In the modeling, what you do, you create a model and you want to make a prediction with using the model, empirical models, and then you make a prediction. So you make a prediction, you have some input and you have some output. But these models are tuned based of the input to create some trends, So if the input is bad, the output is also bad. You cannot get a great output by a wrong input. You should have the input models, the models which are in the simulation model in the software. You have these models. If the models are wrong, then your output is also wrong. Because output is not coming out of magic. It is a calculation going on, mathematical calculation going on, or physical calculation going on, and out of that comes a output. But this mathematical models and physical calculation is based on certain inputs which is given by us engineers. It is not computer who is making these inputs. So output is as good as input, and input is given by the human. So this is how we should not believe our senses. Yes, senses are good, we can see a lot of nice things, we can hear also nice things, we can taste, we can smell, we can do a lot of nice things, wonderful things we can do with the Bhagwan has given these things we have got so nicely. The human body is very, very sophisticated, and it's a unique, so many unique things are there, so many sophisticated things are there, so many men can never create these eyes, these cameras like our eyes, so many high pixel. You can never have you can have a phone with so much pixel, but you will not have a phone as good as your eyes. It's the best camera of the world. And nose, you cannot create a smelling machine better than your nose. You cannot create a hearing machine better than your ears. You can never have this. They are all perfect, not perfect, they are all wonderful, but they are not perfect. They are wonderful, but they are not 100% perfect, because there are mystical things, there are things which are out of the range, which we cannot go. Even if the light goes off in this room, we cannot see our hands. How we will talk to go see the God? We're talking, see the God, so me the God, so me the God. We cannot see our hands. We cannot just switch off the light. We will not see our hands. If we are not able to see our hands, our body part, our own body, but we should see the God. We should see the. Of course, we can see the God, but we should need that eyes, that 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 we will discuss also in the next sessions. Now I want to come to the next slide. Yeah, cheating propensity, cheating propensity. This is a fourth defect, cheating propensity. I think we have everyone cheating propensity. Sometimes there are many occasions when person thinks, okay, nobody is seeing, let me do this, nobody is seeing, let me do this. There is no checker coming on this route. Never, never a, never a controller comes on the bus in this route. So this time I don't take a ticket. I can save €5 in this. So sometimes, we have this tendency, cheating propensity. So a person has, this is a human tendency. This is inbuilt. At some occasions we saw them. Now there is a great cheating, this when I talk with the cheating propensity, I want to give one example, Prabhu. Uh, why Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna in Mahabharata? Because there was a battle planned in the Mahabharata battlefield. And why this battle was planned? What was the reason of this battle? What are the Gagan Prabhu? What was the cause that the battle was planned between Kauravas and Pandavas? What was the reason? Gagan Prabhu, are you there? Maybe anyone else? Why the battle was planned?
Because of the Draupadi.
And some more, like why the there are also many other reasons. Draupadi was also one reason. The battle was planned because Kauravas, one set of brothers were Kauravas and other set of brothers were Pandavas, and between the Kauravas made cheating. Cheating was the main reason. This Draupadi episode is also a result of cheating. Drut Krida. Then they every stage they want to do cheating with the Pandavas. So there is a cheating propensity. And out of this cheating propensity, there was a battle planned of Mahabharata. This was the main reason, cheating. And now also in this universe, there is cheating propensity. I want to get this country. I want to get this land. I want to get this country. We want to extend ourselves. I want to get all the resources of oil resources. I want to get petroleum resources, gold resources, rare earth metals. I want to do cheating because I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to make myself secure. To make ourselves secure, we do cheating. Now there is one cheating which I want to discuss here, not in detail. Of course, I want to give a short example. The Piltdown man fraud. This is called Piltdown man fraud. You can read this detailed. In this class, I will just give a nice example for you also. A scientific thing. So Darwin gave a theory that humans have been evolved out of monkeys. That there was originally monkeys, many thousand years before there were monkeys, and slowly, the monkeys are changing to human being, and then our forefathers were monkeys. This is who says? Gagan Prabhu, who says this? Our forefathers were ape?
I think
Darwin.
Darwin.
Who say, Bharat?
Darwin.
Darwin
Yeah,
says our
Darwin.
forefathers were monkeys. So what he did, of course, his forefathers were monkeys. I can believe on this, definitely. His forefathers were monkeys, but not ours. Maybe his so 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 what he did, I want to tell you one interesting fact. If you read this, you will be shocked today. You will be shocked today, my dear friends. What he did, in he gave this theory in 1800 something. He gave this theory, Darwin's theory, that our forefathers were now we were evolving, now changing, and then we become a human being and so on. And then people were challenging him. There was a big challenge going on, big revolt going on, refutation of the theory. Then what people did, what he did, what they did, scientists, they created a 2012, the connecting link made up, the connecting link. And what was the connecting link? What was that connecting link? Let me discuss with you. So because people are asking him the question that if we were monkeys, if our forefathers were monkeys, suppose our ancestors were monkeys, ape, then there should be a transition period. There should be a transition period when the monkey has changed to half man. That I have become this person, only the tail is remaining and only some part is remaining. So there is a transition phase, and that there should be a lot of people with that transition phase. But where is the proof? Where is the transition phase? So people asking question to Darwin. There should be a transition phase, that half man, half monkey. Half man, half monkey, this transition, or a smooth transition. So they were asking question, then what happens in 2012? Suddenly he has said, oh, I found out some bones. Now you see in the picture some bones. He said, I found out some bones which are bones of half monkey and half man, half human. This is called the Piltdown-Man fraud. That I found a connecting link. Now I can prove my theory, Darwin's theory, because I found some bones, some scalp. I found a human scalp, or scalp of it is not completely human. It's half human and half monkey. And now I can prove my theory is correct. And then he proved it actually, and everybody start believing on it, and it becomes syllabus in the schools. It comes in the textbooks. It comes in the schools. I read in the school Darwin's theory. Still in schools, every school, they are teaching about the Darwin's theory, because they found a proof that there is a scalp which is half monkey, half man. Now let us study this. Is a wonderful idea. You study in your school Darwin's theory? Everybody studies this. Everybody in the
Yes.
school. This is such a nice bad thing. But then something happens. Something revealed later on. In 1953, a fraud was revealed. That human skull and filed jar. They found that this human skull they fabricated. They fabricated artificially created in such a way that it looks like half man and half monkey. So they made it cheating. This is the fourth defect, cheating propensity. So to make his theory valid, Darwin has done this fraud, that he created some skulls, some you know human skulls which are filed jaws, which are proving that we were monkeys and now we are becoming humans. This was a big fraud. But it becomes popular, and then it comes in the textbooks, and everybody is reading like this, and this is a big cheating with us, with the mankind. And a big funding is going on. I am in the scientific community, I am in the university, I am a scientist, and I got a pleasure to work with some Nobel scientists, Nobel Prize winner scientists, from Ulis Forschungszentrum. Here there is a Ulis Research Center. There is I met him personally, the Nobel scientist, Nobel awarded scientist. In 2009 I met 2009, and one day I had a lunch with him in the Mensa, in the Forschungszentrum Ulis, and I discussed these topics with him also, that the scientists are saying this, and he says in a very he is a Nobel, he's a big scientist, he's a physicist. He created the he got award 10 years after his research, 10-15 years. He created some magnetic substance. This hard disk of the computer becomes so small. Earlier na, there are always big computers na, big working stations, and now we have laptops, and this is his research only. I will give you the name. I always forget the names. I could not. I will find. I have a picture with him. I have a photo with him. Still, I have this picture. And Professor Gru, I don't know. And then he made a research by this. This is the result of his research. He did maybe I think 20 years before or something. This research, 25 years before or more. That we have a small hard disk now, very small. Earlier it was very big with the air cooled and all. Then our computers have become smaller. Data, we can store more data in a small space. We can use in the smartphones this hard disk, in the laptops, in the palm tops. And this was his research, and he got a Nobel Prize. And I discussed this topic with him also, like this scientist, how this, and he said a big funding is going on, a big funding, a lot of money is coming, and they influence the politicians. They influence the politicians, the lawmakers. Otherwise, how they get the money? And even if they are, I want to tell you one more thing today, very very secret thing. Many of the Nobel Prize scientists and great scientists, they are God believing. They believe in the God in internal life, in their personal life, but they don't openly come, because if they do, because somehow it is become famous, popular, and said that if you are a scientist, you have to be atheist. You should not believe in the God, because believing in God is the blind faith. If you have scientists, then because they have a peer pressure with other scientists, so even if they believe in the God, they don't reveal it. They live like an atheist, because otherwise they will be thrown out of the scientific community. They will not get the funding. They will not get the recognition. Their papers will not be published. Oh, he's a God believing person. He cannot be a scientist. Now it has spread in the society that if you have to be a scientist, you have to be atheist. Although if there is one book I can show you, I can bring you, if you want this interested book, I can bring you this book. In that book, there is a research done. There is a book written about all the Nobel scientists of the world until now. Whoever has become the Nobel Prize, their interviews was taken, and they have revealed that they believe in the God. Around 80% or 60, 70, 80% has revealed they believe in the God, but only in a closed circle, on a personal view, not in an open society. They don't reveal. This is the big cheating going on. That there is no God, we don't believe in the God, show me the God. Nah? But I will show you some slides next time, I can promise, where the famous scientists, they believe in the God, and they believe in the faith. They also believe in the faith. They say without faith, even they cannot do their experiments. Without faith. I have this slide I prepared for a conference, but today I could not put it, sorry, but next time I can put this. When I will discuss the topic Vedas are not mythology, then I will put these points about the faith. So the time is going, so I will slowly come ahead. Yeah, so now you understand that there is this big cheating is going on, like they made a skull and all, and then they make a proving that this theory is. I will show some more proof. There are so many proofs. Now recently, 2-3 weeks before, I read a research paper, a very well-known research paper. There again, the new proofs has been found by scientists to refute the Darwin's theory. New proof, the fresh proofs are found to refute. Every time it's going on, research is going on. Now we go to the next. We discuss about Pratyaksh Praman. Pratyaksh Praman means direct perception by the senses. And then we also discuss the senses has a defect. So the direct perception by the senses is limited. It is good, it is very good, it is not bad. You can use it so many things in the world, in your regular life, but this is not for the perfect knowledge. This is not for the absolute knowledge. Because the knowledge we get is not absolute. It's relative knowledge. It gives a relative knowledge, our senses. Now I go to the next level of Praman, which is called Anuman Praman. The Anuman Praman is based on the theories, based on the observation. Based on the observation. It's not direct perception, but it's observation. It's called speculation. It may have been like this, it may have been like this, it may have been like this. Speculation. I want to give you one example, dear devotees. One example, there was one conference, and in this conference was about doctors. There were all the doctors. It's a arts medicine conference, very international. The arts from many countries were there, and there were all kind of arts were there. There were orthopedic arts, there were neuroscientists, there were cardiologists, psychologists, all the kind of doctors were in the conference. And they doctors, they were in a coffee break. In the conferences there are many time coffee break. And they do a lot of chatting, networking, networking. They discuss with different countries, they come together chatting, exchanging the cards. So there were doctors were drinking coffee together, 5 6 doctors were there, and they saw one person was trembling, was limping is trembling. He was just, suddenly he lost his balance. Now he was limping. And then the doctor saw him, and when the doctor saw him, the they start making some speculation, hypothesis. And the ortho doctor says, what? Orthopedician, na? Orthopedic. The orthopedic says, yeah, it seems that he has got a bone fracture. There's a bone fracture. Bone fracture of Deutsch is fracture, bone fracture. Yeah, yes, bone fracture. He got a bone fracture, so that's why he's limping. Now there's a neurosurgeon. The neurosurgeon has his own way of analysis. The neurosurgeon says, yeah, it seems that there are neurons problem. Neurons problem that there is a not his body is not giving signal to the brain. Neurological, na Abhiram, neurological disturbance. Neurons are not like neural network. In the neural network in the body is not working, so it's a neurological problem. Then the cardiologist, oh, look like this person, he got a heart attack. It seems that he has a very high blood pressure, and because of the very high blood pressure he got a heart attack, and now he's limping. This person limping because of this. So then there was one person there, he was not a doctor. He was the organizer, or he was a very intelligent person, he was a wise person, a wisdomful person. And he says, oh, you are making so many hypotheses, you are talking so many things, let us go to him and let us ask him what is his problem, why he's limping. And all the doctors, the group of doctors with this person went to this person who was limping, and they're asking, why you are limping? Do you get a heart attack? You have a blood pressure? Let me check your blood pressure. And somebody is saying, let me do this, and you have a brain problem, and you have this, your bone is broken. And then no, nothing like this, nothing. Actually, what happens? My sleeper was breaking. My sleeper, मेरा चप्पल टूट गया. My sleepers is shoe. My shoe was broken, and suddenly I got limping because it slipped away. So this is our problem. We make so many hypotheses. We are so intelligent. We make so many. This may happen. This may happen. It may happen like this. It may happen like this. It's called mental speculation. This is not my language. This is not my words. I want to give you a proper example of this. I want to give a proper example of this, how we have a lot of hypotheses, why we make some empirical calculations. See, I also do. As a scientist, this is the work, how the scientists work. The scientists don't have absolute knowledge. They always make a model, and when they make a model, they use an empirical formula, empirical relation, and they make a trend. They have different curves. They match the curve. They match the different trends, different behavior, and they try to tune the behavior. They trying to map the behavior. And there are so many hypotheses we make, and out of the hypothesis, that's why Hubble make the constant, but this is never a constant. This is always a variable. Hubble constant always changes. Abhiram Prabhu, do you know this? Hubble's constant, astronomical constant. So this always changes. Now, when we are talking with the Anuman Praman or empirical hypothesis is not always wrong, but there is a guarantee that it is not always right. There is no guarantee that it is always right. Now, I also use it as a scientist, Anuman. I also do hypothesis, but it may be wrong sometimes. It is not always right. So we should not make a conclusion about the God, about the absolute truth based on the Anuman Praman, based on the hypothesis. This is the meaning. Now I want to give you in the words of our dear Darwin. I think Darwin is very dear to us. So Darwin is written a letter in one of his letters to A.R. Wallace, December 22, 1857. Darwin wrote a letter to A.R. Wallace. Gagan Prabhu, can you read this a little bit louder?
Uh, can you hear me?
Yeah, please,
Can you hear
please
me?
read it.
Okay. I am a firm believer that without speculation, there is no good and original observation. After 5 years' work, I allowed myself to speculate on the subject and drew up some short notes. These I enlarged in 1844 into a sketch of the conclusions, which seems to me probable origin of species.
Did you say? Maybe I will read for the devotees here again because here your voice was not there, Prabhu. Today my laptop has a problem. So I am a firm believer that without speculation, see, I am a firm believer. He himself is saying this is the words of Darwin's himself in inverted commas, and he's writing. It's written in a letter. It's in 1857. I am a firm believer that without speculation there is no good and original observation. So everything he is doing is based on the speculation. After 5 years' work, I allowed myself to speculate on the subject and drew up some short notes. These I enlarged in 1844 into a sketch of the conclusions which seemed to me probable. Which seemed to me probable. And he said this is all based on the speculation. He gave a big theory of Darwin's theory of evolution, and my dear devotees, on the basis of that theory, what he did in 1844, he drew some conclusions. He said, I draw some conclusions. And based on that conclusions, he wrote a book, the most famous book. What is the name of the book? Origin of the Species. This is a famous book by Darwin. The whole theory of the Darwin is based on this book, of this result. And he says this book is based on speculation. See, this is in his words. I am not criticizing or I am not refuting him. Darwin himself says this book was based on speculation. So how much big cheating with the humanity? All our children are studying in the schools. Our ancestors were monkeys, FA. And everybody becomes atheist because of this. Because we have no origin. Our origin is not God, our origin is monkey. Now I will give you next, my dear devotees, next one. Very, very important things. Today you will really feel what is going on, what has been taught to us in the school, and what is the reality. Next. How the bear evolved into a monstrous whale. So the theory of evolution says that we were an animal and survival of the fittest. Based on the survival of fittest, a natural tendency, with the natural survival of fittest, we change our body, we change our, because of our tendencies, before our tendencies, we change our body. Now this picture shows, Darwin's theory shows that there is a pole bear. There is a pole bear, and this pole bear has become a whale by evolution. There is an evolution of the pole bear into a whale. Now I want to bring you to the next slide. This has become a monster, a big whale. The pole bear is converted to a whale as per Darwin. And how he has written, I want to show in his language only. Now let us. Origin of Species. So this paragraph is taken from the book Origin of Species, 1964 edition, page number 184. With the truth, I am giving you the reference. Even page number I am giving you. Now, what it is saying, I want to read it very loudly. In North America, the black bear was seen swimming for hours with the wide open mouth, thus catching a whale, thus catching like a whale. Insects in water. He want to catch insect in the water. A black bear was in the water. He wanted to catch some insects. Even in so extreme a case as this, if the supply of the insects were constant and if better adapted competitors did not already exist in the country, I can see no difficulty in a race of bears by natural selection more and more aquatic in their structure and habits. I will explain you this sentence. With larger and larger mouths till a creature was produced as monstrous as a whale. This is what Darwin is writing in his book Origin of Species 1964, page number 184. I will explain you what is this hypothesis, what he want to say. So he want to say that there is a bear, pole bear, black pole bear, and this black pole bear has a very big mouth, open mouth. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This pole bear has a big mouth and he is catching insects. He want to eat insects, and we will finish maybe in 5 minutes. This is the second last slide. We are marking this. So, so this pole bear has an wide open mouth, and he is getting insects in his mouth, and he is getting unlimited insects. Theoretically, it is theoretical. It's not real. He said if there is a pole bear and if he is keeping his mouth so long open that he is getting unlimited insects, then his natural selection, his compatibility, because he has a constant supply of the mosquitoes, so he will become a natural tendency that his mouth will become longer and longer and longer, and he will get a natural selection. And by theory of the natural selection, his body will adapt to become a whale. The bear will become a whale because if he gets unlimited number of mosquitoes, his mouth is open and there is no competitor. It is also written there is no competitor to him. Like he is the only one who is getting all the mosquitoes, and then he will change to a whale who will start swimming. This is written, and this is called theory of natural selection. In the theory of natural selection, the body parts, the body parts, the muscles, the bones, the structure of the body can adapt in such a way that it will later look like a whale. The bear will look like a whale. So this is, he has written in his book. This is how he is saying theory of evolution, that we are the sons and daughters of apes, monkeys. Now I want to show you one more slide. Record of the rocks. There is a research called record of the rocks. The rocks, when we do the analysis of the rocks, we can find lot of very, very important information, and lot of things are available because of the history. They are collected in the rocks. Civilizations have gone, earthquakes have come, civilizations have extinction of civilizations, but everything has been recording in the rocks. So Darwin says that the man evolved from monkeys, but the record of the rock says, what the record of the rock says? Human beings and apes simultaneously existed millions of years ago. So they made a research where they studied the rocks 40,000 years before. 40,000 years before, human has existed and apes, monkeys have existed parallel. Then 100,000 years before also humans were there and monkeys were there. Then 400,000 years before, when the rocks were studied, from that time monkeys were there, humans were there. 1 million years before, monkeys were there, humans were there, and 2 million years before, monkeys were there, humans were there. Age of the rock strata in the years. So this is a research done, proper research done with the rocks, and this has found out that there was never a time in the history when the human was not there and monkey was not there. Monkey was there, human was there. So human was not coming from the monkey. Human was existing from the below. This is scientific. This is not like, this is something which scientists are saying. I am not saying. Our shastras, our scriptures are saying already this. Already billions of years before, millions. But this is scientists themselves are refuting. So the record of the rocks, this theory has refuted man has come from the monkeys. This record of the rocks. We have to remember this theory. Yeah, but I can say that maybe Darwin's He's the only one. His ancestors were monkeys. Because that's why he's writing now, our ancestors monkey. But he should not write about us. Our ancestors are not monkeys. We can prove this. We have many ways to prove that our ancestors, but only his ancestors were monkeys. Now I want to give you one last slide about, because there is one more praman is remaining, but today is less time. I have all the slides ready, but unfortunately I cannot show you those slides because I have to finish somewhere. Now this last slides I will finish, and then we will discuss next time Sabda Praman. Now next time this main Pramana. Now we will discuss the third one, third Praman. But now I want to give you one nice example. There is an elephant, and this elephant has come to a village, and in this village there were 6 blind people. 6 blind people were living. Yasoda Jivan Prabhu. There were 6 blind people living in a village. There are many people, but out of them 6 were blind. And those 6 blind people came to the elephant. Others were knowing this is elephant. Others has eyes. So the 6 blind people, they want to know. People are shouting. People are excited. People are very, oh, there is someone is there in the village. Nah? Yeah. So when this 6 blind people, they don't know who it is because they are blind. So they went to the elephant, and one person has caught the tail of the elephant. And when he caught the tail of the elephant, he has given his verdict, his decision. Because he caught the tail of the elephant, he said, this creature is a rope. Because his tail is like a rope. Na? Oh, I know who it is. This is a rope. He shouting, very excited, because he thought I know, nobody knows else. I know this because he caught the rope, he caught the tail of the elephant. He said, this is a rope. Then the second blind person, he caught the feet of the elephant. Elephant was very nice. This elephant, he was a pet elephant, so he was a nice. So he did not kick. So he caught the feet of the elephant, and he said, I know who is this? Not a rope. It is not a rope. This is the trunk of a big tree. It's a huge tree, and the big tree has a trunk. And then the third person, he touched the body of the elephant. I know, you are wrong. You both are wrong. This body, this is a wall. There is some wall is there. I see a wand, a script and wand. He saw the body of touching the body. And then there was a fourth one. He tusk, these teeth, tusk. He caught the tusk of the elephant, and his tusks are so like an arrow, very, very sharp. No, this is an arrow. This creature is an arrow. Then there was a person who saw the trunk, सूंड उसकी जो नोजी है. He caught the trunk and he said, this is snake. It was like a snake. No, I know. This is not a rope, not a tree, not a wall, not a arrow. It's a snake. Then the sixth one says, he touched the ears. The sixth one touched the ears. You see from the top, he touching the ears. No, this is some, the ears of the elephant are very sharp, very, very, and he said, no, it's a X. It's a X. Like X is Kulhadi, no? X. XL, or how it is called of those X. Yeah, X. So he said this is X. So the point is that the point which I want to make is that every individual was convinced by his own way of perception, by own way of touching the element, and he was fully convinced he is that. But how we know? Now there is a quiz, a small quiz to you. How they should know who that is? How they should know? What is the source? What is the method they should use that they exactly, because they are blind people, they should use a method to know the truth, Wahrheit. So how they can know the Wahrheit? How they can know the truth? Please tell me. This is a quiz. What the blind people should do to know the truth?
He should touch every part.
So Gagan Prabhu is saying a wonderful example. Gagan Prabhu, I am really happy with your example. Gagan Prabhu is saying they should touch every part. Okay, they will touch every part, and then they will make a computer model. Then they will make a model. Okay, I found the rope, I found the tree, I found the wall, I found the arrow, I found the snake, I found the X. Now they make an input in the computer, and they will make a new creature with X, with arrow, with a wall, with this, with that. So will they really find out this is an elephant by this, all the information they get, 6 informations? Can you make a computer model with these 6 informations and create an elephant out of this? No, not possible. So how they should know what is this really? How they should know?
They can ask the experienced person, but still with respect to the blind person experience, it is still difficult to perceive it. So he has to make his own effort to perceive that.
Today my laptop has no voice. I'm sorry, Prabhu. You want to say something, but it's
Uh, he,
impossible. I'm
he
sorry. Let
can
me check
ask
again with my voice. Oh no. I tried to
Prabhuji
make my voice higher, but not
in
working.
in in the bottom right corner where the voice button, voice
No, I did all
volume
the way,
button is.
Prabhuji. I did all the things. So the thing is that if they really want to know who is this, they should go to a wise person who know the truth. They should approach a person who know the truth, who has already seen the elephant and who has eyes. Who has the eyes? Who can see the truth? Who has the eyes? So if they go to such a person, then the chances that of the wrong is less. Then the person can tell who himself has seen the elephant and who know the truth. They can approach a person. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninam tattva darsanam. So they should approach a knowledgeable person, a wisdomful person who know the truth, and they can get the truth from him directly rather than making a mental speculation. They are now making a mental speculation because their senses are imperfect. They are not getting perfect knowledge. And the thing is that these six people, everybody has a different feeling. This is our situation in this world. When we try to know everything by our senses, then we cannot know the whole reality. We have to believe on the higher truth, the higher knowledge, higher source of knowledge. And next week, my dear devotees, next week we will discuss what is higher truth, what is higher knowledge, what is the source of the higher truth, how to get the higher knowledge, what is the source of higher knowledge. We will discuss that topic in a very scientific way next time. Today I created the slide, but I will not be able to complete it. So next topic is how do we acquire the knowledge. This is now the question we keep for the next session. What we discussed today? 4 defects. These all topics we discuss. It is dangerous to operate a machine with half knowledge. We have to be very, half knowledge is dangerous. We have to get the knowledge from the right. So you can ask a question, or you can, if you are not in our group, then you can also scan our WhatsApp group so that you can join. This is here now. WhatsApp group is here. Yes. Then in the WhatsApp group we post the recordings. You are in the WhatsApp group, Abhiram Prabhu? We post the recordings there. All the recordings. I will post the recordings there. Yes, thank you very much for your time, for your patience, and for careful listening. I hope we have learned something new today. And whatever we have learned, that is from the seniors. That is given by my seniors, my Gurujanas, my teachers. So I'm very grateful to my teachers that I learned from them, and I'm just passing on whatever I learned from them. I'm passing on to you, as it is, without my own mental speculation. Thank you, Yamuna Mataji. Thank you, Mitra Prabhu, Yashoda Jivan Prabhu, Abhiram Prabhu, and all the devotees, online devotees. Thank you very much for your patience. Now I will stop the sharing and yes, moment. How it is going? Moment. Yes, I will stop the sharing. Yes. Hari Bol, Prabhupada ki jai.
Can I stop the recording?
Yes, please, Prabhuji, please. If
Have a
anyone
good
has a
weekend.
question, please write to me personally.